Brian Shrumsky, that is your role, rolling this capability out. And I know Verizon is on a tear doing that and unlocking that capability across the country. So tell us about sort of the top line, what's going on in the 5G arena with Verizon.
Sure. Thank you, Luke, and thank you to the other panelists. Very excited to always talk about 5G. I started my career when we were at 2G, so we're up to 5 now, which is great. And just to comment on some of the stuff that our other panelists have mentioned, right? So as Dwayne mentioned, we're currently building out the OTL1 and those 10 bases he referenced earlier, which we're very excited that we see LT as well as a migration path to 5G. We're actively participating, as Matt mentioned, in the R&E experiments right now going under OSD and National Spectrum Consortium, as well as IWRP. And then the number one question I usually get from an operator, what is your security model, right? So just to round out with Dan, my public service announcement, we don't use any Huawei or ZTE network infrastructure is the number one question I get. But we're very excited. We're rolling out 5G very aggressively, obviously with our millimeter wave as well as our dynamic spectrum sharing on our 5G nationwide. And the big news for us about a month ago that we can now comment is our C-band acquisition in terms of spectrum, where we invested $53 billion to roll out 5G services. And we will start that process in the fourth quarter of 2021, where we'll bring 60 megahertz of spectrum online, right? So the C-band will complement the 5G millimeter wave technology where it will go further and wider. So we're very excited about that. Just to touch on some of the comments that were made earlier, in some ways, we are in early stages of 5G in terms of getting ecosystem or end devices out there to support things like immersive training. But in other ways, we're already well ahead, right? We have all government agencies, federal, state, and local, are actually consuming 5G today, right? So when you look at mobile handset devices, so think smartphones from Apple or Samsung or other providers, agencies are already experiencing 5G, right? So one of the things that I always talk about when I'm on these events is you will consume 5G in many different ways, right? It can be simple as 5G mobile. You'll see 5G providing broadband access or internet access, very easy to understand. And I think what everybody's looking forward to in 5G is that immersive experience when you take all of that together and bring in edge compute when you want to do the next generation warfighter, right? Have a very immersive training experience on a testing or proving ground, a smart warehouse. Those types of things are actually under development and will actually roll out the next couple of years. But very exciting about 5G and the rollout, obviously with our C-band, and we're all in on 5G. You can see with our most recent acquisitions as well as shedding some assets in terms of media products. And actually just focusing on core network and 5G being the tip of that spear.